Okay, so I'm wearing my Jason shirt because I can't find my Halloween shirt, and I understand this shirt doesn't make any sense because it is Friday. So I just want to get that out of the way. We went and saw the Halloween remake tonight. Yvonne had never seen a slasher movie in the theater before. What did you think?
That was a scary movie. Yeah.
Anything
I
else?
know. What else am I supposed to say? That was a scary movie. In
Great
the
plot.
theater.
Lots of.
Well, no. No, I mean, it was a horror movie, so a lot of it you can guess what's going to happen. You know, us and along with other people in the theater going, no, no,
There was one. There was
run!
one woman in the back who was saying the same things Yvonne was saying, except she was
She
saying them
was
really
saying
loud.
loud. Yeah,
And
I see
Yvonne
it
was
really
just sort of,
quiet.
no, 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 don't eat, no, don't do that.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It's funny because the original Halloween, Michael spends the whole movie stalking the victims, and then on Halloween Day, the last half hour of the movie, he goes into action and he starts killing. This movie, he's just killing
The
everybody.
whole movie.
It is grim.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. You know the funny thing to me is that so all the reviews for this movie are really good. That this is a great movie, and I'm not disputing that it's a good movie. But for people who want to say this is a good horror movie, but then they pan a lot of other horror movies, this is just crap. They're out of their minds. The formula this movie follows is a horror movie formula that's been done many times over. It's done well, but I would argue there are other Halloween movies that do it well also. Um, I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was good. Judy Greer, that plays her daughter, I thought she was good too. Good choice. Judy Greer is somebody that you can see as being frail. In the one sense, she's very tiny, but when she has to be a badass in the movie, you're kind of okay with it. Now, I will say this: if you haven't seen it, go and see it because from here I'm going to be discussing spoilers with people who've already seen it. If you're not a big fan of horror movies, would you recommend people see this?
Um, well, if you don't want to watch a scary movie, then don't watch it. It's a scary movie.
So, I'm recommending it because I love being scared.
Yeah, you do.
It's exhilarating after the euphoria you get after being scared is really amazing.
I don't get that.
It's just awesome. You just feel so good. Like, all right, they're all dead. I'm alive. This is a good day. Um, that was a fun movie. So yeah, so I recommend it. Okay, from here on we're gonna be talking spoilers. If you can have spoilers in a horror movie.
He
Um,
kills a bunch of people.
he kills a lot of people, and
People
and they're
die.
they do regular horror movie things. And I was gonna make some predictions before the movie. I predicted that he wouldn't talk. We both predicted he wouldn't speak. We both predicted he wouldn't die. Now, technically, people have watched it going, yeah, he's dead. They don't show a body,
No.
so you don't know. They went, we'll make sure he looks like he should be dead, but just in case there's room for a sequel with Charred Michael, we'll just have Charred Michael in it. Um, I thought I don't know. I thought that like the way they set up the dad, I didn't care when he died. I just didn't.
No.
They try to make him into a sympathetic character.
I didn't like
I can
them.
protect my family. Really?
No.
Can you? Because your wife kind of kicks your ass. And then he's so stupid when the cop car drives up. You know it's Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's Michael. And hey. I gotta say though, Michael doing arts and crafts while he's on his murder spree, kind of a nice touch.
That wasn't needed.
It's kind of a nice touch. So he turns a cop's head into a jack o' lantern.
That was gross.
It was poked the eyes out and everything.
That was really gross.
How? But think about this though.
I don't want to.
How?
I'd rather not.
How?
I don't care. I don't.
Was he carrying a tool belt in his coveralls? Because he had coveralls,
How
so
did
maybe he had a
drive
tool
up
belt.
in the car and get out and then come behind the dad?
there's a lot of things that lead you to think there's either two Michaels or he's an apparition and he can walk
like
through
that
things.
A few times.
Yes.
Lure,
Yes.
you're here, and now he's behind you.
And he kind of went door to door murdering people in the open, and I'm like, doesn't anybody? The kids are trick or treating. They're running up and down. Don't they see this? But I didn't. It was okay. There are parts that I kind of went, why? He goes, picks up that hammer, and then he goes in and gets it. Well,
gross.
he wouldn't have needed the hammer. The old Michael wouldn't have had a hammer. He would have just strangled the woman. But they went for the gore. This movie, they really go for the gore.
Yeah, they did.
They really go for the gore. It's almost Rob Zombie level. It was pretty bloody, which threw me off because all the reviews have been about what a great movie this is. And again, it was a good horror movie. But I've always thought this, that when movie reviewers go into a horror movie, they go in with this idea of, hey, this is going to be crap. Can't wait to tear this apart.
Most horror movies are crap.
See?
It's true.
See.
Rebar.
Okay. You can't just bring up Jason Goes to Hell.
Slugs.
Freddy versus Jason.
The Slugs.
Freddy versus Jason's a good movie.
Which one was that?
The one with Freddy and Jason both in it. The big fight at the end.
Oh, the water. Wasn't there water?
Jason scared of water.
And the fire.
And Freddy scared of fire. And that's their elementals. That was the whole... But it was a good movie.
Wind, earth, fire.
Yeah, see, they just didn't have the airbender. Next one's Freddy versus Jason versus the airbender. Or Lilu from the Fifth Element.
There you go.
I could do that as well. But yeah, I again, good movie, but there were some dumb decisions. Those were the dumbest cops ever.
Yes.
Holy crap. How could they not have heard the horn? His head's on the horn, they're like 50 feet. And he drags people are being dragged out of the car, and they're like, oh, huh.
They didn't see him, and they had the blue flashing lights, and blue you can see really well.
And again, they go to the car, and Michael just saunters around the van, so he's behind them.
On the other side.
The only guy you're looking for is a guy in a mask and coveralls, and he's the only guy you can't see. So that's your standard horror movie. Every cop's going to die, and I was going to write that as one of my predictions, and I was wrong not to, because it's a Halloween movie, and Halloween 4, all of the cops die. And that's when Loomis comes out and he's like, Michael Myers is in town, and he gets all these hicks with guns to start going out hunting Michael. And the sheriff, who's the only one still alive, is like, what are you doing? And he's like, you don't have a police force. It's just great. Because, like, I'm just going to give everybody guns, and they can all go out there drunk and try to shoot Michael, because...
That's stupid.
But they didn't have a choice. There were no cops left. He went into the police station and murdered everybody. Murdered the whole police station. And but they didn't show it. And there was just trails of blood. You didn't actually see all the bludgeonings or anything. And it's just, the police force is dead, and now Michael... So the best thing is, because in that movie, for some reason, teenagers think it's funny to dress up as Michael Myers. One of the kids gets shot. So one of these hicks shoots a kid.
I was actually expecting that to happen.
There's a scene in this movie where the cop runs down Michael Myers, and my first thought was, that's not Michael. That's going to be somebody dressed up as Michael Myers for Halloween. They picked the wrong night, and now they just got run over by a cop and killed.
Yeah, I could have seen that happening too.
I did not like, and I get the twist. I know why they put the twist in there. So Michael's doctor turns out to be evil for some reason.
I saw that coming.
I didn't.
Because of his questioning.
But I will say this. It's the only way to explain Michael getting free. Because he was cuffed, he was chained up, and the only way he gets free is if the doctor helps him. That is the only way he gets free. Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
None. And then the doctor kills the cop, and then Michael kills him. It's like, thanks. Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
And heads don't explode when you stomp on them. That's an old horror movie thing.
That's gross.
It's an old horror movie thing. You stomp on somebody's head and it's a watermelon. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming too.
I looked away, so
I know, and I did think, okay, so is Michael going to speak in this movie? See, Friday the 13th, Jason doesn't talk either. But in the book I read for Friday the 13th Part 6, yes, I read the book that came along with the movie. I actually made a book, and it was more than 5 pages. And he drove one of his, before he was a psycho killer, he was in counseling, and he wouldn't talk. And he had a counselor that kept saying, I know you can talk, I know you can talk, and yells at him and says, I know you can talk, tell me, can you talk? And Jason said, yes. And then the counselor went insane because he wouldn't say anything other than that. That was the one word, that's the only thing he'd ever said in his entire life. I thought Michael was going to have a moment like this, and he didn't.
I didn't think he was going to talk.
I thought he would say one word. But the granddaughter was in... He didn't try to kill the granddaughter in the back of the car. He was after the doctor.
The doctor, yeah.
But he didn't think about, hey, I could take a minute and kill her too while I'm here. Because he kind of had that attitude through the rest of the movie. When he was in the gas station, I'll just kill everybody while I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't. And he wore those big boots when he stole the boots from the guy at the gas station. But did you notice he didn't look like he was wearing boots through the rest of the movie?
I didn't notice that.
He seemed to be walking pretty good, considering those boots were pretty big on his feet. At least it sounded like it.
Yeah, it weren't all thumpy.
He sort of sounded like a little kid playing in Dad's clothes. But I don't think that's what was going on. And so the part that kind of broke me a bit, and I talked to you about this in the car on the way home, is that so she gets the daughter and the granddaughter in the house, and of course the granddaughter takes like an hour and a half to get through the woods to get to the house. Michael just drives there, and in like 10 seconds, which leads me to believe that there was a faster way to get there than the girl. But he wasn't near.
Driveway.
But when it doesn't matter.
See, I'm envisioning it like my aunt and uncle's house, that if you take the driveway, it's kind of the straight shot. If you go through the woods, it takes longer.
It was crazy. And anyways.
But it was well lit, so she was able to find her way through the light.
They're really, really well lit for woods in the middle of nowhere.
At night.
Yes. The granddaughter, I thought, was a character you probably could have done away with. As in, you don't need her in the movie.
No, she really
The granddaughter was just filler. That dance was filler. All of that was filler. The boyfriend, that went nowhere.
I didn't like that.
The boyfriend kissed some other girl, but looked like she kissed him, that he wasn't kissing her back, and then he put her phone in pudding, and
Who has pudding at a dance?
Yeah, I was putting at a dance. But yeah, there was some kind of pudding or something at the dance.
A big herkin bowl of pudding.
Because that happens.
Who does that?
That happens at a dance, that you just have a big bowl of pudding. And then she left her phone in it. And I'm thinking, if your phone has a phone case...
It was still ringing, too.
Rinse it off.
It was still ringing, so you could wipe it off.
Just like, I didn't understand that. It's like, she knows, it's Halloween. She's just been talking to her friend. And then that was just to set up that she didn't have a cell phone later on. Yes. That's the only reason that her phone ended up in pudding.
As soon as he had it, I was like, and it's going to be gone. So that nobody can contact her.
And for the record, guys, if you want your girlfriend to not be mad at you, don't put her phone in pudding. I think that's kind of a rule.
Boys are stupid.
I don't get it. I don't. But anyways, again, and
there were a few stupid boys. I must say, boys are dumb.
The only reason I mentioned this is because, well, she gets Me Too'd after that, and then
he was dumb too.
So the boyfriend, got kissed, so she's all angry. So the best friend's walking her home. We could take a shortcut. They were going through a graveyard by the fencing there. I'm like, oh, they're going through the graveyard?
No,
gonna go through past Judith Meyer's spot again. Yeah, so they hop the fence, and then he just tries to kiss her, because since she doesn't have a boyfriend now,
boys are dumb.
Since she needs a new penis, his'll suit her.
Boys are dumb.
That's how guys think. Like, all right, this one's free.
It's not how it works. Boys
I'll just
stupid.
smack one on her. Yeah. And, this is like a 1940s movie. Girls don't have a will of their own.
I was saying, but it wasn't, because she was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and I was glad that she told him to go away, and then I was kind of glad that he was dead after that. Because his character was just pointless.
Yeah.
There was a lot of filler characters in this. And that's why, and again, that's part of a horror movie. But the fact that this has an 80 or 85% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes and other horror movies that I really enjoy that are just as good as this have like a 20%, blows my mind.
Because it didn't have as much of the stupid where you're just like, wait, what?
No, it did.
Like slugs and rebar.
Oh,
It
no,
had
no.
a lot of
No,
weird,
there was a
just
lot
like, oh, come on.
there was a lot of like, why would Michael have been in the closet? Michael, through the rest of that movie, never hides from anybody. And just so you have the jump scare in the closet, he hides in the closet. Why? Like that black kid. Oh, I saw a man upstairs. Then he would have killed the kid. Because he's already established earlier in the movie that he doesn't care. Adults, kids, doesn't matter. And that was a line that they crossed early, and I was really surprised they crossed it.
Past the other two.
Yes. Yes. And just to stand in the closet until she opens it. Why? He is so brazen through the rest of this movie. That part, I'm like, that doesn't work. Old Michael, 40 years ago Michael, absolutely. Now Michael, no, he just kills everybody. He doesn't care. And it was really, and the thing that got me with that too was, that black kid's house and the way that they set that up. And I'm just saying it because that's the best way to describe this kid. Because I don't remember a name. I don't remember a character.
I remember his character. He was fun.
He was okay, but then he's just gone. I think he's still running. Smart kid, keep running. That he was a smart one. He wanted to just go. But the way they had it set up, it looked sort of like the house that's across the street that Annie Brackett's in the original Halloween. They even had the blinds. Everything looked like the old house that... can't remember the name of that kid. I can't remember the name of that kid. That drives me nuts. Tommy? I think it was Tommy's house. So it looked like Tommy's house, and I thought, okay. So I thought the granddaughter would end up at the house, and then Michael would show up. I thought that the granddaughter and the boyfriend would show up at this house after the other kids gone to bed.
Because they were expecting more friends over.
And then, and then Michael would come in and wreak havoc. I knew the blonde girl was going to bite it. As soon as she showed up on the screen, like, she's done, she's a babysitter. And I knew she was going to bite it, but I thought that would be how the granddaughter understands, finds out Michael's real, and then the grandmother would come in and make the save at that house.
Right.
And then they kind of blew that up, and I thought it was interesting that they blew that up so quickly. Mm-hmm. Because obviously the filmmakers who were in on the original Halloween probably thought, we're going to put one in here that's going to throw the usual horror movie fans off their kilter. So they started by having a kid die. That was the first part. And then the second part was they set up the babysitter's house just to wipe everybody out.
Right.
They didn't even show the other guy there get killed. He just grabs a knife and then he's dead in the next scene. No, yeah. And I don't even understand how that happened because the cop's already there. So he killed, the kid wasn't he going upstairs? Because Michael was upstairs and the kids killed downstairs. And he teleports. Michael Myers now teleports. He has a teleportation device, which leads me to believe he might be Spock. Might be. Oh, I almost smartassed today when Gabriel kept asking what a Worf was. I almost said it was a Klingon. I thought, now is not the time to say it's a Klingon, because then he's going to write that down, and I'm going to be in trouble.
I didn't see that schoolwork either to see what he did.
No, he just abandoned it. They did that a lot today.
Probably...
But yeah, it was, I would give this movie, honestly, I would probably give this a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. It was good. Not great, but it was good. I honestly think you and I should watch Halloween 4. I think you'd probably enjoy that one more.
Is it not as gory?
No.
I don't like gory movies.
I know, and even I was surprised at just how much gore was in this movie. Because the Rob Zombie movies, the amount of gore that was in those put people off. Even me, I was like, this is just too grim. I don't... Because Michael Myers is not the grim one. That's Freddy or Jason. With Jason, it was on purpose. They wanted to push it so that the Motion Picture Association of America would say, yeah, you got to get this scene out of here because it's too gory. And then they could go to all the fans and go, we wanted to show you this death in slow motion, but they made us cut it. So that people would go and see the movie, so they could be angry about the scenes that were cut, and it would kind of distract you from the fact that the movies were kind of crap. Like the one we watched the other night, Part 4, that's probably the best of the series.
Hmm.
And it's because of Crispin Glover's dance. It just, herky jerky.
That was weird. That was bizarre.
Hey, it worked. It seduced her, didn't it? She got all sexed up by his...
Yeah, it looked like he was having seizures.
Yeah, he was having seizures. Those are Crispin seizures. They're amazing.
That was weird.
Yeah, Crispin Glover's pretty weird. It's a strange dude. Friday the 13th, Part 4. All you need to know about that is Crispin Glover dances like that. And you're...
He does. I think he was having seizures.
Yeah. It's not to the beat of any music, ever.
No.
There's no music that will suit that beat.
No.
Ever. But, yeah, it was... So, yeah, what would you give this movie out of 10?
For, like, a horror movie, which I generally think are kind of crappy, probably a 7.
So we're right about in the same spot. But it
wasn't super dorky.
No.
So
I did think
knives in weird places.
I did think that at the end I thought they dragged that out. Where they're at her house. In the house I thought they really dragged it out. I went to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and came back and nothing happened in between.
No, because when you were gone she scanned empty rooms and had the doors, blocking off parts of the house.
Wait, those all open up again? Because then they go through the rest of the house. There was one room
that she went through. They're mostly empty, but it had 2, chairs with white sheets over it. And I was thinking, he could be in one of those and lock him in or something. And then what would happen? I kind of thought maybe that would be what was going to happen. And then she went into her room. And it was one of those, okay, he has to be in there. Because full of mannequins. Because of course it is.
I still don't understand why her house is full of mannequins. Leave them outside. Because she used
them for target practice.
Leave them outside.
I know, wouldn't you
don't
think that
need
would
them
give
in
her
the
nightmares?
house.
At night, she'd see shadows and not know if he was standing
And why
in the
did all the
room.
mannequins have penises?
They did. Not all of them, but they did.
They were pretty anatomically correct.
Yeah.
And that camera made sure we knew they were anatomically correct. I said that as her
sitting there. Those mannequins are kind of anatomically correct.
And I was just going to say the same thing to you.
Because it kind of did a...
Because I was like, why...
Okay.
Do you think she requested it that way when she ordered them?
Because we saw boobs already. And
well, no. See, that's the thing.
There were boobs in the movie.
No, because they're only shown in the flashback to Michael originally killing his sister in the original movie. That's from 40 years ago. That doesn't count.
It's still boobs.
It doesn't count. Because it's from 40 years ago. Boobs. Guys will agree with me.
Boobs.
They're not fresh. They're from 40 years ago. I'm just saying that the actresses in this movie were obviously in charge of this. Jamie Lee Curtis.
They don't make movies full of boobs anymore.
But most horror movies will have at least one topless girl for the guys in the crowd. Clearly, Jamie Lee Curtis, being one of the people in charge, said we're not doing that.
That's dumb. We don't need.
We're not doing that.
Over the movie.
We don't need sex in this movie at all.
Girls don't do that. Girls do not walk around the place with their boobs out. They don't just take a shower and walk around with their boobs out.
I don't know if that's
not how
that's
girls
what the
do.
80s taught me.
It's not how it works. You don't take a shower and just wrap a towel around your waist. No girl wraps a towel around their waist. They wrap it up here because this holds the towel up.
I think you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
I think you're wrong.
I might know something about girls.
I think she's wrong.
They just don't walk around with their boobs out. They don't.
They could.
But they don't.
But they could.
It doesn't happen.
Have you been to all of the American places these movies usually filmed in to see if their boobs are out?
They don't do that. It's not.
I'm a guy. I still like to think it happens somewhere.
We also don't randomly break into pillow fights.
Yeah, you do.
And there's sleepovers. Everybody is fully clothed, and there are no pillow fights.
Lingerie pillow fights happen. There's
Girls
none in this movie.
Don't wear lingerie in sleepovers either.
Yeah, they do.
No, usually wear flannel.
Why are you trying to ruin the 80s?
Full flannel pants and shirts.
Ruining the 80s. But we both give it roughly the same grade. I give it a little bit higher because I enjoy being scared a lot. It is one of my favorite things about movies. That's why I went to so many. I know Pet Sematary when I saw that in the theater, I wanted to hide behind my seat. I wanted to climb over it. There were a couple parts where I actually leaned back and grabbed my seat, and I was like, tell me when it's over. Because just Zelda. I could not handle Zelda. That's why they've remade Pet Cemetery, and I'm going to find out straight up front. Is Zelda in this? Yes. No. Not in the theater. No. I had enough trauma as a teenager with Zelda. I'm not going through that now that I'm a middle-aged guy, and I don't want to find out my ticker needs some work. So, that's not happening. That's no. Nope. 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 But if you like horror movies, and yeah, this is worth watching. This is a good movie.
That was a scary movie.
It's a good show. Jamie Lee Curtis did well. So good job by everybody involved. And I'll figure out characters' names sooner or later. Notice I'm just saying daughter, granddaughter, the black kid, the blonde girl. I don't know anybody's name from this movie. And the original, that's one of the detractors. The original Halloween, you came out, and I remember Annie Brackett, Sheriff Brackett, because you spend more time with the characters and you get to know them, and there's more storylines with the characters before Michael starts
hacking them,
killing people. Yeah,
there was a lot of hacking.
Yeah, there was a lot of killing in that movie, a lot.
Even like the two that were doing the podcast thing, they died really quickly. I thought they were gonna be in the movie a little bit longer.
No, they were only in the movie, so Michael gets the mask. As soon as that guy pulled the mask out, I'm like, and you're dead early, because Michael has to wear the mask, because they can't show his face.
Right.
So I knew that was going to happen. But yeah, so recommend. I would recommend it, just based on the fact that I really like horror movies. I have a bunch of horror movie t-shirts for that reason. And if they make a sequel to this, I might be very angry, because he's dead at the end of this. I know they don't show a body, but he has to be dead at the end of this. Unless he's impervious to fire.
Well, everything else he pops right back up, so...
This is fire. It's not like he got run over by a car or anything. It's fire. So. Didn't he get run over? Oh no. How did he turn around for the... Because he was walking away from the car, and then when he hits the car, he's this way. So he turned around to get hit by the car?
No, he was walking...
Away.
No. He was, so the car was like going like this, and he was walking this way, so he would have been hit like this. Yeah. But, if you see a car right by you, you are going to turn towards to see what's going on. So that makes sense.
I wouldn't if it was trying to run me over. I might try to...
No, I think your natural reaction would be to see what's coming at you. I don't think your reaction would be to not look at it and go the other way.
Cop had one day left till retirement. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this movie. Video. Whatever this is. This is a video, right? This isn't a movie, right? Michael's not outside, right? Okay. No. You never know. I mean, I've seen... Happy Death Day. There's a sequel coming out, and I can't wait to see it.
I don't understand how they can...
You don't have to understand it. You don't have to understand it. Tree looks fantastic. She looks like she's right. She starts the movie in character at the way she was by the end of the movie.
It does.
Oh my god, it looks funny. So funny.
But I don't understand how there can be a sequel to that movie. It looks funny.
I am so glad there's a sequel to Happy Death Day, and it's coming out on Valentine's Day. So you've got a date on Valentine's Day.
No, that sounds so romantic.
It is. It's going to be awesome. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.